You really want me to watch this, dude? All right, we'll watch it.
Well, I told him it was at first I told Carlos that I'm sorry, I don't know how you react to this. I'm your mom and you're my son, and I am falling in love with him. He said, "Are you really?" I said, "Yes, I am." He said, "You know what? I was scared to let you know too. I am too." He was too, falling in love with me, with his mom, and I was falling in love with my son. And then we ended up talking, and we took off to the park, and we ended up asked him, "Will you ever date your mom?" And he said, "Will you date your son?" I said, "Honest truth, yes, I would. Because 19 years, you're the best thing that ever happened to me, and I really want to be with you the rest of my life." And I really want to be with them. It's kind of hard right now, but I don't care what people say because we're going through a lot right now. We try to keep it secret.
So, that's gross. Here's the thing. Scientifically, this is actually normal. And I know you're all going to hate that I just said that. But I remember that there's actually, like, I remember hearing about this. Actually, I think I heard about this on, like, the House. It's old. It's an old show with, forgot his name. But, House. And there was, like, this episode where, these two individuals, they were like half brother and sister, but they didn't know it. They fell in love with each other. And it turns out that, I forget what it's called. I'm reading up on it a bit right now, but there's some kind of a phenomenon that when you have family members that are like lost at birth, or however you want to say, or you have reunited family members that you've never grew up with, you bypass the typical, and I don't know the words, I'm sorry, but there's like there's a typical phenomenon where like you're not attracted to people you grow up with because like for whatever reason. But apparently, like 50% of reunited relationships, turn into obsessive relationships. And so what ends up happening is that like in this case, this mother has a lot of feelings for her son. They're maternal feelings, and you know they're unregulated maternal feelings, and they're like in an instant. And those feelings very quickly turn to sexual feelings, and that same thing happens with the son. It's gross. Obviously. And I'm not saying that this is okay, because this absolutely shouldn't be happening. But, like, it's really bizarre that this is actually a scientific phenomenon. It's really weird.
A secret, but we couldn't do it no more because, you know, my other kids found out. At first, they didn't like it. Then they started liking it.
Why would they?
They're
Or kids, dude, you're trying to tell me that your other kids didn't like it, but now they like it. You're telling me that your other kids are actively advocating for this. Then you raised your kids poorly. Listen, it's disgusting either way. I feel like this just shouldn't be happening. It's just disgusting. You know, those feelings are. I mean, like those feelings are disgusting in the first place. And like I get it, you have them, but you can counteract those feelings by disengaging, being more of a responsible adult.
They're accepting it, and my mom, my dad, my brothers, my family's accepting it now.
Why? What? What the fuck? Your whole family's accepting this? What? You have a terrible family.
This girl found out. So it's across the street from me, and there's a
a rose on the bench. Ew.
Big old fight started, and she called me. She called my son.
Okay, apparently it's called the Westermark effect. Holds that people living in close domestic proximity during the early years of life are desensitized to sexual attraction. So that's the effect I was talking about before, the Westermark effect. So like if you grow up with your brothers and sisters and like, you know, parents and whatever, like you're desensitized to that sexual attraction because you grow up together. And these people bypass that effect.
And let me know across the street. And she told me I better watch my back because I'm being incest. I'm not being incest. And she was outside cussing me out, so I went and go get everybody out of my house, and she got her family. We got stabbed, beaten up, jumped. Ambulance showed up. It was me,
Jesus.
Carlos, and the kid's uncle got stabbed because the incest. Because she made a big deal out of all of this.
I mean, listen, I would never advocate for violence, but I would also. I think the kid's innocent, but you as an adult should be more responsible. I dropped water on my shirt. Sorry.
So we went to the hospital. We got stitches. Came back home, and on that side, her family didn't get arrested at all. So I don't know why nobody didn't get arrested at the time. So we came back home. took a shower. The cops took, first the cops at the hospital, the cops took pictures of where we got cut, sliced. And after that, we came home, took a shower and stuff. Then we sit back and I broke down crying. I told Carlos, what we're going to do is going to hit all over the world. I said,
maybe what you could do is stop fucking your son.
There ain't no way I could leave you. And he said, don't worry, I'm going to still be with you, no matter through thick and thin. And that's what we're going through right now, through the thick. And I'm going to still be with him. I have to. I'm going to have to, because there ain't no...
It makes it additionally irresponsible because, like, I don't know their backstory, but so this mother allowed herself to fall in love with her son, regardless of whether there's some kind of a scientific explanation. I don't care. You should rise above it. But there's also the other half of this. It's like, well, why did you let your son go in the first place?
No, if I get out of prison, and if he don't get sentenced, if I get in prison, if I get out, I will move out of Clovis and I will.
Did she say he came out of that, so he came in that, or is that just you being fucking snarky?
Get a state that will accept us in it. I've been going through a lot on the streets and in public.
Stop dating your son.
And it's kind of hard because it's public record here in Clovis.
Stop dating your son.
They can find out where I live and stuff.
Stop dating your son. Stop dating your son. Stop dating your son.
I'm going through a lot.
Stop dating your son.
I really can't go to the store. I can't
Stop dating your son.
I can't see my other kids.
Stop dating your son.
I can't see him.
Stop dating your son.
They call me. I'm sick.
Stop dating your son.
Incest.
Yeah. Stop dating your son.
And it hurts a lot. And
stop dating your son.
You know what I mean? It messes with my mind a lot.
Yeah. So stop dating your son.
The other moms don't understand. They're not going through what I'm going through. It'd be different if they were.
It would be different if they were. It would be gross, but they're not. Could you imagine you fucking your son and you're like, the other moms just don't get it because they're not fucking their son. Good! Good for those moms. That's the bare minimum as a mother you should do, is not fuck your kids. That's like the bare minimum. That's expected. You're not even doing what's expected of you. You abandoned your son and now you're fucking him. What the fuck? Like, what is happening here?
I have, like I said, I didn't raise him for 19 years. It feels like a new person, and my love like came back like in my life. I've been waiting for all these years. It feels like
disgusting.
Like he's my man, and he does. You know what I mean? Sometimes I call him Hinojito, as that means son in English.
Wow. So now it's I'm fucking beyond words. I'm beyond words. She's like, sometimes and I'm sleeping with my son, I call him my son. That makes it like worse. You know what I mean? Because like now you're actively connecting the dots. It's not really too much better when you disconnect the dots, but when you acknowledge that you're family, it makes it worse.
And he sometimes, once in a while, he calls me mom. You know what I mean? It don't get to him or get to me. Actually, it feels like more than his lover, because it got so deep. And it feels kind of, at first kind of felt weird, but now it don't feel weird at all to me because I love him so much.
I can't believe you made me watch that fucking video.